for education.
PKR Vice President Nurul Izzah Anwar spoke at the World Economic Forum on ASEAN in Phnom Penh on Wednesday. She said she sustained the commitment for change when she first started out in politics in 2008.
After years in activism, I basically joined politics as an active politician in the year 2008 and was very lucky to win in elections. I think some of the Malaysians here know I was against an incumbent minister, very popular Minister for Women, Family and Community Development. Now, I wanted to put this picture because it was the time that my 2 children and my nephew visited me when I was at the police station. Why is it important? Because when you strive for change, you also want to make sure the next generation understand the importance of, doing your bit, the dangers of an undemocratic government. I mean, these are very impactful, and I believe the more you engage, the more you give some impetus and inspiration to the younger generation, the more effective it is for you to change the world.
Malaysian Prime Minister Datuk Seri Nazir Razak's brother, Datuk Seri Nazir Razak, then posed 2 questions to Nurul.
Thank you, Nurul. Can you just tell me whether you were well treated when you were in prison? One. And can you share a little bit more about your first meeting with Mahathir Mohamad after everything? Was it so easy to forgive him?
It's very important to understand the local policemen, the grassroots policemen, they were very, very kind, very civil. And I think they understood the importance of looking up, making sure real criminals are arrested instead of members of parliament for speaking in the August House. So, I have no complaints. Number 2, back to Mahathir. I must say, the first time our eyes met, it was a very difficult moment, of course. You're talking about close to 20 years that has passed by, years of going through and fro to the prison cell to visit my father. But I think we must understand that while you might hate a man for his actions, you must not personalize his being. So for me, I welcome everybody to be part of the reform agenda for as long as they are clear. There's no justification for any sort of dictatorship or autocracy. When we demand for reforms, it means we have to demand for systematic reforms to ensure Malaysia, becomes a more successful, vibrant economy and country as it should be. So it was after a couple of times, of meeting. I think I was always taught to be civil. And eventually, believe it or not, we spent Valentine's Day when not just with him, relax, not just with him. I had a fundraising dinner, 14th of February of this year, and I invited him, and he came with his wife together with other politicians. So remember, if you continue in the pursuit of justice, with objectivity, with compassion, I believe the most autocrat of autocrats can be changed.
She also answered questions on the readiness of the opposition coalition to face the coming general election in Malaysia. On what the opposition would do differently from the ruling government if they won, she said they believe that the Prime Minister should never hold the Finance Minister post, as there should be a separation of power. Several audiences told Nurul that they were inspired by her work as a female parliamentarian.